How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Schmigadoon is amazing. You play the mayor's wife. Can you tell me a little bit about your character?
Well, she's very much in love with her husband. She's very aware of her position and her responsibilities as being the first lady of Schmigadoon. And she is devoted to his career and his reelection. And she really honestly just thinks he's the greatest man that ever walked.
The comedy musical is so brilliant and includes a star-studded cast. How was working with Alan Cumming, Cecily Strong, and the rest of the cast and crew?
Well, it was a dream. I mean, to be able to do a musical TV show with like the greatest Broadway performers is a dream. And then to have somebody like Cecily, who's so genius, um, and she's so nice. Not that, I mean, I'm not shocked, but it was just sort of like, you just never know. And she was so delightful and happy to be doing something, I think, sort of a little bit out of her comfort zone. Um, and she and Keegan were so charming, especially, like watching them sing and dance. It was really thrilling.
I really enjoyed the diverse and talented cast in this series. Can you talk about the importance of diversity and representation and what that means to you as an Asian actress?
Well, obviously, it's very important to me as an Asian actress. And more importantly, it's important to the audience. I feel like it's so much easier to imagine yourself as part of a world if you can see yourself represented in that world, right? Um, and think how different the world is now from like when I was a little girl. Like women can do anything, fill any position, presidents of countries, whatever it is. And when I was a little girl, that wasn't necessarily true. But a little girl now can sort of see herself in all of these different professions. And, if there's an Asian child who has not seen themselves represented on stage or screen, it's much harder for that child to imagine that they could be a performer, right? And so I feel that if somebody can see me and go, oh, well, she's doing it, maybe I can. And I've gotten that kind of feedback from a lot of fans over the years. And I'm, primarily a stage performer. And so not that many people really get to see what I do. But on TV, they will.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you. You are so talented on Schmigadoon. I wanted to ask, what was your favorite part about being in this series?
Oh, it's just fun to go back to the same set every day. I mean, and also this was a beautiful set. And I loved being in my house, the mayor's house. I loved the decor. I loved, it was a real set. It wasn't like, some flats. It was an actual house. So I could walk in, sit down on the couch, put my hand on the wall, nothing was going to fall down. And it was so thrilling. It's such a beautiful world to inhabit for a little while, even
I
though,
loved the set. I was speaking with the other cast members, and I was telling them that it's kind of like a modern day Wizard of Oz. It was just so fun. Every scene looks like a blast to be in, and who couldn't love being part of Schmigadoon, which is so
well,
fun.
yeah, and we're all nerds. We're all theater nerds. So you can just imagine for us.
It's been so long since Broadway has been present because of the pandemic, and I feel like this was kind of a refreshing series to watch for theater lovers and everywhere. What would you say your favorite Broadway is of all times?
Oh, I can't make that choice. That's like Sophie's choice. I'm not going to pick my daughter over my son or my son over my daughter. I can't do that. There's so many amazing shows that have like affected me, you know, and so I could never.
Do you have any favorite Broadway idols by chance?
About 1,000,000. How much time do you have?
2 minutes.
Angela Lansbury.
That's so great. Well, thank you so much again for your time today. I loved Schmigadoon. I loved your role in it and everyone else. I'm really excited for everyone to watch Schmigadoon. Uh, I think it's going to be a hit this summer and beyond. I just want to say Schmigadoon was truly incredible. What inspired you to direct and be an executive producer on this series?
I read the scripts and I thought they were really funny, and I thought Cinco did a great job with the lyrics and the music. And I had never done a musical before, and I thought it would be a challenge to do something I hadn't done before. Uh, I like creating worlds, whether it's Pushing Daisies or Addams Family or Men in Black. So this was another world creation kind of show. You won't see me directing episodes of Law and Order or a detective story, but I love these sort of quirky, bigger than life experiences.
And the comedy musical is so brilliant and includes a star-studded cast. What was the decision behind making Cecily Strong and Keegan-Michael Key the lead roles?
Cecily came on very early. When Broadway Video and Lorne Michaels first got involved, they brought Cecily on right away, and she's perfect in that role. And then we looked a long time to find the right guy for the male lead, and Keegan was perfect. He plays me. He plays the skeptic who doesn't really like screwball. Doesn't like musicals of any kind. So he was great playing me in that role.
And I want to talk about the production because the set is amazing. Schmigadoon reminded me of a modern day Wizard of Oz. Can you talk about the production behind it?
Bo Welsh was a production designer, and we had done together the Patrick Warburton version of The Tick, Pushing Daisy. No, I'm sorry, The Tick, The Three Men in Black, Wild Wild West, the 3 seasons of A Series of Unfortunate Events. So Bo and I always want to push reality, and we also love shooting on stage because you can control every color, every light. And Bo and I are both control freaks. So we looked at some old musicals and did a lot of designing of the town. We had limitations about what stages were available, but Bo did an extraordinary job. It's beautiful to look at.
It was so fun every episode. I was just so excited about every scene. It was so well put together, and I loved everything about it. Were there any challenges faced while creating this series at all?
The biggest challenge, which you don't see on the screen, is that we were filming during COVID. So we're all wearing masks and shields, and we have to light with the actors with the shields on. So it was difficult technically to do, although we did come in a day ahead of schedule, which is pretty great. I think the hardest part about directing musical theater is to embrace the singing and dancing, but without taking the audience out of the reality of the not singing and dancing. So why do people break into song and dance? That's a really hard one. So I want to make sure that it sort of seamlessly flows from leading up to a song or a dance into it without you feeling, wait, what just happened? So that's hard to do, but I think we pulled it off.
I'm so happy that you guys were able to pull this off during such a difficult time during the pandemic. And then now that we can watch this, and I'm sure it'll bring a smile to everyone's faces. What was your favorite part about this series?
I love filming the songs. I love filming the choreography, and it's not anything that I would have thought I would be saying, but it was so joyful, and the group of 25 core dancers we had who could also sing extraordinarily were fantastic. So all the songs and dances went off without a hitch. And I never thought they would, but they were the easiest part to shoot.
I loved the whole musical. I loved all of the songs and the dances. They just brought a smile to my face. And I feel like also this is kind of, we kind of missed musicals and Broadways during the pandemic. So this was definitely a refreshing series to watch. What would you say your favorite Broadway of all time is?
Well, my favorite filmed musicals are Pennies from Heaven. Pennies from Heaven is and Monty Python's Holy Grail, and Hair, which was directed by Milos Forman. Those were three of my favorite film musicals.
I loved it. I love Broadway and I love Hair. I think it's just everything in one and it's really great. Can we expect a season 2? I know it's kind of a cliffhanger at the end. It always is, but anything
If the results warrant a season 2, I'm sure Cinco has some ideas up his sleeve for season 2.
Cecily, this question's for you. I loved Schmigadoon. First, I want to say I'm a huge fan of your work on Saturday Night Live. Now you're taking your comedy skills and making a musical out of it. There's so many amazing scenes in this series. Which one was your favorite to film and why?
Oh man, that's really tough. I really enjoyed just about every scene, especially when I got to work with any of my castmates. I will say the last scene where there's a scene we're all dancing at the end, and it's sort of everybody. I think it was the first time we really had everybody in the room at the same time, and that was so emotional. It was so joyful, and I think I remember just like laughing like a maniac with Keegan when we were cutting, because it was just like, I can't believe I'm in this room with these people in this magic town right now. And it was truly so emotional. I always watch that scene and I turn to whoever is watching next to me, might be my dog, and I like to go, real tears. Real tears.
Those were real tears. I will tell you, I could tell that she was just feeling it. Yeah.
This series is brilliant. You've written for movies like Despicable Me and the classic Bubble Boy. What inspired you to write and create Schmigadoon?
I mean, I have to say, I've always wanted to write something like Schmigadoon. My whole life, I wanted to write a movie musical and just never really got the opportunity. There weren't a lot of movie musicals being made when I first started, when I wrote the classic Bubble Boy. There weren't a lot of musicals around at that time. And so fortunately, the TV landscape changed and there were more opportunities to do shows that were kind of weird and crazy and off the beaten track. And I'm so grateful that Apple allowed us to make this show, because it is a dream come true for me. And this is what I feel like my whole life, let alone my career, has been leading to.
I love both of your characters in Schmigadoon and how they kind of steal Melissa and Josh away from each other. Aaron, this question's for you. You're Mr. Tunnel of Love, and it's called the town's bad boy. How was working with Cecily Strong and the rest of the cast and crew?
It was amazing. I've been a huge fan of Cecily's and Keegan's and everyone's, and so to kind of get to come together with all these people is really, you don't always get to really work and meet with people that you admire this much, especially in a musical like this. So it was wonderful, and yeah, it's I get to kind of really live out my Billy Bigelow carousel dreams as the kind of town bad boy with Cecily, and yeah, it was so much fun.
You played Betsy in Schmigadoon and are known for your previous work with Disney. What made you want to be part of this series?
Well, so I feel like I've recently come out and started saying this a lot, but like I feel like I'm safely in the industry enough to say at this point that like the real reason I'm here is because I am a freak fan of performers. Like it's not even so much like I love my job, I love acting, I love singing. What I really love is talented freaks. So like but seriously, like I grew up not just loving music and film and TV as mediums, but like looking at these people that to me were these otherworldly aliens of talent and being like, I want to be where you guys are. Like, I want to play with you guys. And so I think I always say that I feel like I like snuck in. I'm like fooling everyone. I'm like, you think I'm doing this when really I'm here for these guys. And so when I saw the material and the opportunity and how fun it was going to be to play and the sort of full permission that we were going to be granted as performers, and then when I heard who was doing it and who was cast, I felt like I'd cracked some secret code. I was like, don't tell anybody about this project before I get in front of these people. I just I was gonna do anything to be a part of it. So yeah, I mean, I think that it's something that I hoped I was gonna be able to do, but mostly I was like, even if I'm not a part of this, I'm gonna be watching as a fan. So that's what made me want to do it.